What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Football Card Quest. I'm your host, Andy Kazin, here, of course, with Steve the Hitman Caladesi. We just did an incredible Superflex Chrome draft over on Sleeper Fantasy. Now we're ready to hop into a UnderdogFantasy.com BestBall draft, doing that BestBall mania. Right now is prime drafting season, Steve. So we got to, pull out all the stops, man. We got to get in as many drafts as possible in the next week and a half before the regular season kicks off.
What draft are we doing tonight, Andy?
Well, so we do have a private $5 league that has 4 spots left open. So we've got 4 spots left open. You can play against me, Steve, other guys in the chat, other guys in the hobby. And that's what I would like to do. If we do not fill this for whatever reason, which I think we absolutely can right now, this will sharpen your drafting skills. Plus, you don't have to worry about any roster start-sit decisions on a weekly basis. So if you're trying to predict which week Kadarius Toney is going to finally get his 15 fantasy points, you don't have to worry about it in Underdog Fantasy, because they're going to automatically give you those points for the week that he goes off. There is automatically optimized on a weekly basis. You just draft a big team. So it's so much fun. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code Quest. You get 100% instant deposit bonus up to $100. You can play pick'ems. You can do the best ball like we're talking about. And the coolest thing about this, Steve, is the card side of it. So we're so close to 100 new signups before the regular season starts. And once we get there, Underdog Fantasy is donating a hobby box, a Prism Draft Picks Hobby Box 2022. So if you want a chance to enter into that giveaway to win a big portion of that, we're going to pick a few people that are going to win that hobby box. Then use that promo code Quest and sign up tonight, man. Draft with us, get entered into that giveaway, the whole 9 yards, man.
Yeah, I'm excited. I would definitely like to do the private. It's just a little more intimate. It's a little more practice for any of the other home leagues that you might be in, and a little more cost effective for people that are doing a lot of leagues.
Exactly, man. This one's just a $5 one. They do have the Best Ball Mania 3 that is still going on. And tomorrow, I guarantee you this week, they're like spinning up super flex ones, regular ones that are like the $3 and the $5 ones that are big tournament format that you have the chance to win $50,000, $100,000. The Best Ball Mania is a $25 entry, but you have a chance to win $2 million of first place. So it's like, man, all right, that's awesome, because you get to sharpen your draft skills. You don't have to worry about doing all the weekly start-sit decisions, because we all know that we have our limit on those. It's like, how much time can we spend on Sunday morning that we could otherwise, be spending grilling and chilling on eBay, potentially making some moves, buying and selling, or just doing a variety of things. So awesome. We have 2 spots left open. 2 spots left open, guys. Who is it going to be? 2 spots left open in this 12-man best ball league here on UnderdogFantasy.com. The interface, I love it, Steve, as well. The pick'ems, we're going to be doing more pick'ems. I did a few pick'ems last week where we just basically played the prop bets over under on certain player stats, whether receiving yards, rushing yards. We did the interceptions on quarterbacks last year, and we hit on those quite a bit on a weekly basis.
All but one, I think. I think we got greedy a few weeks in a row and just said we're doing it no matter what.
Yeah. So what's up, man? We got Bush Leaguers in the house. Derek's ready to play. Late Stick is ready to play. Matt Steeds. All right, Matt Steeds. Let's go, man. Let's we got 2 spots left open in this draft. Derek says you're playing for second place. All right. Awesome, man.
Buddy.
2 spots left open. I'm going to actually go to the lobby here and see if there is what tournaments they have for football right now. Okay, so it's just the BBM3. You can see the BBM3 is actually already have 354,000 entrants and counting. It's almost 80% full. First place is $2 million. Second place, $1 million. Third place, 500,000. So I'm pretty sure that Derek has probably maxed this out. They also have slow format drafts. So if you're a person that's busy, can't find the time to dedicate an hour because it says 30 seconds per pick, these go pretty fast. You can't find the time to do that, you could do a slow one, 4 hours per pick. They have other ones you can do, like any of these 3, 5, 10. These are single one. Like what we're doing right now is a $5 12-person one. I go here, I create a private draft. You could do this with your friends. Let's see if we got 10 out of 12. So we're waiting on 2 people. Let's see what we got in here. Homer 954. We got Late Stick. There's Filthy Collector, Dr. Whodat, myself, Card Rat. So that's Boggy, Bush Leaguers, Derek, Ridley, Scaldesi. So we're waiting on Steeler. Where you at, Steeler? I know Steeler 96 is out there. Yes, Bob.
He said he was loading some money on his account.
Okay, got to load a couple dollars. Let's do it, man. And then we just need 1 more. So let me go. I know I can find a person. I find a person here. You guys want to share it? There's that mosquito. I knew a mosquito got in my office. Dadgummit. I think I missed him. It's okay. I'll sacrifice my blood for Best Ball Mania and Best Ball. I think let's look at my exposure. So while you guys are waiting, let's do completed. Let's see if I could show you my exposure. So I had 20 super flexes, 42 for the NFL season standard. So I got 42 drafts. Let's look at the exposure here. Oh, 56% exposure to Brees Hall. Look at that number 2 exposure, most drafted wide receiver right there.
I love it.
Now, granted, LaVisca is another gadget player and may not see much playing time this year at all, but we know he's capable athlete, but he just doesn't really fit into that current system there in Jacksonville. And to be honest, like I was getting him very late in drafts, like super late pick there. Last round.
It's the kind of guy that's going to end up on the Patriots one day and just kind of fill a role, probably.
See, yeah, great point. All right, I'm thirsty, man. I got to crack open. Cheers to you guys. I don't know what you're drinking out there, Steve, but I got a Founders All Day IPA here, Session Ale.
It's a solid choice.
Yeah, man.
I had my my booze in last night, so we're just doing water this evening.
Andrew T. Channel, I'll let you take this one. I am high on Rondale Moore because he's so cheap, he's so athletic, and obviously there's a lot of vacated targets there from Christian Kirk, and somebody's got to play in the slot there. And it's not going to be Marquise Brown. I mean, maybe you could put AJ Green in there, but I mean, I like Rondale Moore, especially why DeAndre Hopkins is out. To the first 6 weeks. And yeah, I like it. And everybody on the Cardinals right now is undervalued. I mean, they're all cheap. They're all super cheap because it's totally dysfunctional. And there's like a lot of question marks and there's not been very much news. I think maybe the Cardinals beat reporter, like they don't do a very good job of like getting news out about what's going on in Arizona. I think this definitely affects that value of those guys.
He's got an opportunity to, make you some money if he plays well the first couple weeks, but I think he's going to kind of fall off a bit once Hopkins comes back.
All right. So if you guys are just tuning in, we're getting ready to do a best ball draft on UnderdogFantasy.com. 1 spot left open. It's a private 12-person fantasy football league, $5 entry. All right. And if you're new to it, then you use that promo code Quest, get 100% instant deposit bonus. 1 spot left open. You can draft against myself, Steve here, in a private 12-person league, and don't have to worry about any roster start sit decisions on a weekly basis throughout the season. Just draft that team, big team, and let her rip. Let's see.
Tony 2026. We may have started a wildfire with this Tony conversation.
Oh, it's going to probably be ongoing for the rest of the season. I don't see Shelley in this league, so let's see if we can get. For a best ball.
What are you looking at? One more guy still?
One spot open. See if we can. What happened?
Derek Richards' comment.
Is it readable? Can you read it online? I'll pay $5 for Sean to come draft. So he had to get up early to go to work in the morning. He's got to keep his day job because his Kadarius Toney takes that.
Now we want to get as much as I enjoy that conversation. I wouldn't mind having a few other conversations.
Yeah, no doubt. Awesome. Oh, she's already. Oh, whoops. Well, I missed it. I totally wasn't looking at Ridley 18. Okay, let me see. Let's see if we can find somebody else.
Good time to sell Toney.
Maybe Carter's out there. He's a late night guy. Let me text him.
Toney's still got some room to grow.
Let me know if anybody in the chat mentions that they want the link. I'm just going to text Carter real quick. We got one spot left open in this league about the draft. Best ball on Underdog.
Speaking of best ball, I mean, if we're talking at least based on last year, you know, Toney seems like more of a best ball play than a weekly play.
Let's see what he says. Yeah, for sure.
By Denim says, I drafted Jacobs and Dobbins. Who should be my RB2? Well, depending on how much they use Dobbins the first couple weeks, it's probably going to be Jacobs for now. But I think ultimately it'll be pretty even. I'm still not convinced that they're just going to completely phase Jacobs out and put him in a 3-headed committee. I know that
you don't think they're going to go to a committee there? That's like the Josh McDaniels system, though.
I mean, there'll be people involved, right? But I mean, he's going to be the beholder of the most, the most carries. You know, when they had committees in New England before, they had like 3 mediocre backs. Jacobs is just better than those other guys.
Let's see. All right, I put a couple more feelers out there. Let's see. Maybe Jets Crazy is out there. Got one spot left. Derek. Oh, okay. Carter said, laugh out loud. Yes, give me a second.
Nice.
You are the man. My co-host, man. My co-host from the QuestCast coming through.
Andy, how do you feel about Toney aside from the fact that you don't think he's that good? I mean, did you like him as a Gator?
I liked him in the limited opportunities that he got, but what I don't like him is obviously there is some knucklehead in him, right? You know, like him not picking up the playbook when he was supposed to and just doing like kind of goofy stuff like that. I mean, he's a gadget player to me. I mean, like he's cool. He's a fun player, but for me to spend a top 10 round pick on him, there's a lot of other guys that I would rather have. And then on top of it, he's in a bad, like, not bad, but there's a lot of question marks in the offense. And Daniel Jones has never been able
to. How about this? How good of a QB would he have to have for you to take him in the top 10? Like Jameis Winston level or like Tom Brady level?
Yeah, like Brady, Herbert, Mahomes, Allen. I need him to be in a system that's set up for a gadget player. Like, look at Curtis Samuel. Curtis Samuel's another guy very similar to Kadarius Toney, a gadget player where, he's also on a more crowded depth chart, right? Because McLaurin and Dotson are way better than him and anybody on the Giants. So he's in it, but of course you got all the question marks around the quarterback and everything there, and so it's similar for me to Toney. And Curtis Samuel in a lot of these leagues is just going undrafted.
Thank you, Derek, for backing me up on Jacobs. The guy's just been solid every year. I just can't see them not making him the focal point in the running game. Like, do they use other guys a little bit in there? I mean, they did with Kenyon Drake before. That's not a mystery. So I just don't see them phasing him out of nowhere.
I got an IV. All right, guys. One spot left open in the Underdog League that we're getting ready to pop off. We're going to be talking about our prime players that we're avoiding right now in fantasy drafts, going round by round, giving you our full strategy. This is a full strategy draft scenario here because it is best ball. We don't have those roster start-sit decisions on a weekly basis. It's a private league. I'm totally open to giving my full strategy round by round, especially after I make my pick, because we are going to be drafting against a bunch of guys out there in the YouTube universe. And yeah, we've got a bunch of hobbyists in this league. So we're looking forward to kicking this thing off. Got one spot left, and I think that we're going to have it filled here any second.
Power Hour LSU coming soon, hopefully. Isn't Toney a big body receiver who's a freak athlete? Absolutely. It's just
he's not a big body receiver.
Not small though either. He's not 6'4", right? He's not massive.
He's 5'11", 193.
No, he's pretty athletic, but
he's very athletic.
He's a guy that's not running the right routes, and he's a playmaker, but he's just not. He doesn't have it all there yet.
5'11", 193. So he may run a 4.43. His pro day ran a 4.38, but at his height and weight, very low BMI, right? His height adjusted speed score is still only a 63rd percentile. This is why he does get hurt more often, especially when he runs into a linebacker, runs into other contact out on the field. And his numbers in college were just gross. I mean, I think that the Giants just like to reach on these gadget guys, and Kenny Golladay is their true alpha if he's ever like actually healthy. But yeah, like people alluded to it. Like I'm looking at Toney's zone versus man. His total route wins last year, number 103 amongst wide receivers. Route win rate, only 40%. That's number 45. Win rate versus man coverage, number 18, 40%. So I guess that's a little bit better. Target separate. So
we are full.
Oh, we're full. Okay, awesome, man. Awesome. I appreciate. Shout out to our guy Carter the Power. If you guys haven't followed him and you've seen him on our Questcast, our weekly football card podcast that we do with Carter and I, and you're into college football, go follow either Power Hour SEC, which is his channel where he covers SEC football, or go follow him at Power Hour LSU, where it's completely dedicated to LSU football. That's what he does for his day job professionally. It's fantastic content. It's some of the best content for SEC and LSU football out there, and you won't be sorry. So shout out to him. Let's go to this draft. Zoom it in. Boom. I'm at the 6th spot. Man, I can't get the content creator 1.1. Dr. Hudak got the 1.1.
Okay, I'm at the end at the 111.
You're at the 111. Filthy's right in front of you at the 1.10. Derek's right in front of that, the 1.9. I got the 6th spot right behind Late Stick. Oh, Late Stick's gonna be sniping me for the next 45 minutes. Oh, I'm talking, guys. If you want the best SEC and LSU film studies out there on YouTube, go subscribe to this man's channel right there. Little icon you see at Power Hour LSU. And diehard football card advocate and hobbyist. Him and I will be getting together later this week for another QuestCast episode. And he finally gets a 1.3 and he's in the middle of film study. I appreciate you, Carter. Yeah, I mean, I think you can turn on notifications for your phone and get your phone to play a sound. I don't think that there's actually sound here through the web app, though, like Sleeper per se.
Yeah, the mobile application will pop up right before your pick, but the website will not.
All right, so what did Lasik do? He went Eckler, Cup, Jefferson. I've been getting a lot of Chase. I do have quite a bit of Chase, so I am going to pivot here. I haven't got – I did draft Cook. In this format, this is a half PPR and single quarterback. I'm going to go Diggs over Derrick Henry. Maybe if there was like a bell cow rushing bonus, like in our last league where you had, you get a bonus for points if the running back gets over 20 carries, because you'd almost get that every week as long as Derrick Henry's healthy. But in this format, I'm going Diggs over that because he's a guy that could put up just as good of numbers as Jefferson or Kupp, has that potential, but going, right here. So a little pivot there from Chase. Only because I do a bunch of these. You guys saw how many I've done. Like nothing compared to Derek Richard. Like I'm nowhere close to getting that shield, but doing even 20, 30 of these, like I've probably this is probably like my 50th one this off season. And you want to diversify that exposure. Kelsey at the end of the first, I think that's right on par. Right on par, Steve.
Yeah, I was hoping for Cook, and then if I didn't take Kelsey, he for sure wouldn't be coming back to me. So I'll deal with it.
Nice. Wow, man, that's crazy. Bush Leaguers is showing his age out there. But no, it's cool because I've heard stories like this from my father-in-law. First year in fantasy football, he kept stats on paper, get the Tuesday paper and add up stats by hand. That sounds kind of fun. Like, I mean, obviously it would like take a lot of time, but
one of the keeper leagues I'm in, Andy, it's the beginning of the 16th season for us.
Yes. CMC is healthy.
Couple of guys in the league prior to this league were doing exactly that. They've been doing this since you literally had to do it yourself. There weren't websites or anything, and there weren't like magazines or videos to tell you who to draft or anything like that.
Yeah, that's a good point, man. That's going way back. Yeah, I did one on ESPN. I used to have my leagues on ESPN. I just don't like the drafting format. I mean, it's okay, but I like Sleeper so much. Their interface is so nice. Let me make my pick real quick here. We're gonna, man. I don't have enough exposure to Swift. We're gonna go Swift here. We're gonna keep it gravy. We're going to go Swift there. I don't have much exposure to Swift, honestly. He hasn't actually fallen this far back to me, I don't think. In middle of the second round, I feel like is a in this draft specifically is a small dip. Yeah, Filthy, because Filthy actually went Kamara at the 2.2. Wow, already talking Ayuk. Ayuk is ADP is probably going to be in the 5th to 7th round, if I had to guess. And I love Ayuk the player. I definitely think he should be the target leader. But obviously, you've got a situation there that's got a lot of question marks in San Fran, Steve. Man, you're glitching up, bro. I don't know. It's like the Matrix is glitching. There you go. It's not doing it anymore.
Is there a deja vu? Is there a deja vu? It is a deja vu. We're talking about Trey Lance again.
I might have... Like, oh, we lost him. Device is not connected. Yeah, it's Trey Lance constant conversation. But okay, I mean, we know it's a run-heavy offense, right? We know Trey Lance has got a good arm. How much is Trey Lance going to actually throw the ball versus handing it off to one of the running backs? And how much is he going to like actually sling the ball down the field? I think the little snippets that we see in preseason, man, they may be isolated instances. I don't think there's going to be as much opportunity for Ayuk. Deebo Samuel, like if it wasn't for his rushing upside, there's no way. Like I'm personally, Deebo Samuel is a guy that I'm avoiding in round 2. I don't like Deebo Samuel in round 2. If he was in round 3, okay. I don't like Deebo Samuel in round 2, Steve. I'd rather take Tyreek Hill there.
No, I feel that too. There's just no way to know what the passing game's going to look like, and what limited sample size we have so far shows that he's kind of honing in on Ayuk so far a lot more than anyone else. So,
yeah, and I like Ayuk. Ayuk's great, but I mean, there's going to be some target distribution there just between.
And not to mention that, will they pass a lot, or is he just going to take off running?
And the defense is so good. How many negative game script scenarios are they going to be in that's going to force Trey Lance to pass a lot, or Kyle Shanahan to say, no, let's set you up, Trey Lance. You're still pretty much a rookie. Let's hand it off. Let's dump it off. Let's scheme these short design plays with Deebo, with, I'm sure Ayuk's going to be involved, but is he a 1,500-yard guy that's going to rack up the same amount of production as a T. Higgins or, guys like CeeDee Lamb? Mike Evans? No, I don't see that in the range of outcomes.
Yeah, I think that he's still a good pick, maybe in like the 3rd or 4th round, but in the 2nd, I agree with you. I think there's more value there. Javonte.
I'm going with him again here, man. In the middle of the 3rd round, I feel like that is great value because look, Allen Herbert already went in the 3rd. Single quarterback league, I'm sorry. I just feel that, yes, okay, if we looked at the points that they put up last year, right? Looked at the points that Josh Allen, Justin Herbert put up last year. Of course, Josh Allen, the QB1, and you love the upside of potentially getting those 40, 50 fantasy point games, the solid floor of 25 fantasy points per game, which is really close to what Cooper Kupp had. But look at the difference, Steve. Josh Allen had 25 fantasy points per game last year and was the QB1. All right. When we look at Jalen Hurts, he had 22 fantasy points per game as the QB6. You watch. Now, maybe this will change because I'm talking about him, but you watch. Jalen Hurts is probably not going to get drafted here till the 6th round, 5th or 6th round. So for 3 fantasy points per game, I can wait 3 whole rounds and target positional scarcity, running backs, wide receivers in this range, and then get my quarterback, whether it's Hurts, whether it's Kyler Murray, Lamar Jackson. I've all got them in the same tier of dual threat capability. Even Trey Lance in the 6th, 7th, because that's one thing that you like about Trey Lance. He's got that rushing upside. So it's not that I hate it's right. Josh Allen, I agree. He is the QB1. Justin Herbert is the QB1. But in a single quarterback league format, I'm just not I'm not very often paying that price of third round. Just like I'm not going out and spending $500 on a Josh Allen Prism PSA 10. Or actually, that's a $700 card. I maybe I could get a PSA 9 for 500. I'm just not going to pay that price. When there's so much value elsewhere.
I feel like the hot debate every year is always, when should QBs get taken? And I mean, ever since I started doing fantasy, that's always been like the hot topic. It used to be like Peyton Manning was like, did you take him with the first pick overall? Did you not? Like, but I was playing in leagues where QBs got 6 points for touchdowns, right? So that's a whole different ball game. But in a league where you're only getting 4, a lot of people say no earlier than the 4th round. And that's usually for like the top 1 or 2 guys. And then they say, 6, 7, 8 after that. So, a lot of it depends on, if you're looking at it now where these guys are going, you're either going to be like, well, I'm going to jump on board and ride the QB train since so many of them are going, or you're going to be like, I'm sitting it out a few rounds and loading up in other positions. So those are the 2 directions you can go at this point.
Yeah, and Mahomes was a 25.4 fantasy points per game quarterback in 2020, QB2, right next to Josh Allen, right behind him by a fraction of points per game. And yet he's going an entire 12, 20, almost 20 picks later. You know what I'm saying? And just as many shootout games, just as much opportunity. Of course, nobody besides Lamar Jackson really has the rushing upside that Josh Allen kind of has, but Josh Allen may not run the ball as much. There was a lot of Josh Allen designed runs last year, and a lot of that could have been Brian Daboll. So we'll see how much of that is left on Josh Allen's shoulders and how much of that actually left with Brian Daboll to the New York Giants. So it's interesting, but it's for me, it all comes down to roster construction and understanding the positional scarcity. And I'm looking at the difference between, for me, running back ones that have a 3-down workload plus receiving upside. Like, they not only have already proven to carry the ball, at least 60 to 70% in their offense, but they also can catch the ball and have been leaned on in the passing game, and their quarterbacks like to dump it off, so guys like Fournette there at the end of the second. Love that pick from Carter. Talking about a film study here. He's turning out a pretty solid draft so far, man. And so that's the kind of guys that I believe are pretty rare, that are every week starters, especially when we're talking about those seasonal leagues where you have those weekly start sit decisions. Like, having a set it and forget it type of guy. Like, I'm probably going to get that in Allen Robinson. He's probably one of the best wide receiver 2s in the entire league, especially, hopefully, we just pray to God that Matt Stafford's elbow is good to go. And that's not going to, barring Matt Stafford elbow, Allen Robinson is playing with the best quarterback of his life and should be just set up to have a career year this year.
I wonder how much of that is legit and how much of it is just a reason to sit him out of the preseason games with, what I mean?
Now, here's an interesting one. Here you go, Jerry Jeudy, arguably a wide receiver 2 in Denver, who I don't have a lot of because a lot of people reach on him, or Rashad Bateman, who's a wide receiver 1 in Baltimore. I'm still going. Honestly, I went Bateman. I'll be honest, because I want that guaranteed wide receiver 1, like undisputed wide receiver 1 workload. And I know that the Broncos are probably going to throw the ball a lot more, but I'm kind of painting a picture here. Like, I took Javonte Williams. So if I'm taking Jerry Jeudy as well, I feel that I'm limiting my upside, on a week-to-week basis. The path to putting up that 25 fantasy points is lower for both Javonte and Jerry Jeudy, when you've also got some pretty significant target competition for Jeudy in the offense with KJ Hamler and Cortland Sutton.
Filthy, you got me there, man. Got me there.
Filthy. Oh, yeah. I know
You know
you're a
that's
big
my guy,
Amon.
Andy.
Well, hey, I'm not going to say it. Maybe I shouldn't say the guy's name now, but I know it's too early to get him. But you wait a little later. I know a few guys that you can snipe on that team that present a pretty like I don't think like in a full PPR format. I get it. Amon Ra, he could have a lot of PPR points this year. He's a very safe floor as well, like putting up those PPR floor. Man, full point PPR, Amon Ra could have a 15-point floor. I think Jared Goff is going to put up a lot of passing stats this year, and Amon Ra is probably going to get peppered with targets. So I get it, but I think there's a lot of other players in that offense that present some upside later in the draft, Steve.
That's a reach, but he won't be there when I get back, so I'll take him now. Yeah, Mon Ra is an interesting one because you could speculate that he won't have the same amount of opportunities, but that doesn't necessarily always mean less production.
Very true. So here goes Kyler, right? Even 2021, he only missed 3 games. Wasn't that big of a deal. He's going in the 6th round here, and the guy had 22.2 fantasy points per game. Only 3 fantasy points fewer than Josh Allen, except we're getting them like 36 picks later. You know what I'm saying? And they have the 3rd most shootout-friendly games on the schedule, according to Vegas Insider. I mean, it's just loaded with shootouts. All right. Oh, snap. See, now Jerry Jeudy's now still out there. I'm going to go ahead and take the dude here.
While the chat's, rattling on about the Niners and Trey Lance, I'll throw this out there because I know it's going to stick. So, Messiah, before week 1, we got to talk about a little wager on the Bears-Niners because I think you might be up for it.
Especially with this being best ball, Steve. Bears-Niners, week 1? Ooh, yeah, okay. That sounds bold there, Steve. That sounds very bold.
I would definitely like to take the Bears in that game, and I know that he would like to take the Niners. Now we just got to work the numbers out.
It's at home, right? Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
1 o'clock game?
I mean, if it was in the dead of winter, I would for sure take the straight away, but thinking the points might be good. I haven't looked at what the points are yet, but I'm sure it's, I don't know, 6.5 maybe.
He wants it. He wants to take it. All right, then, and there goes, speaking of Chicago, there goes Late Stick taking David Montgomery. Been pretty bullish on him. And so for me, this is a running back dead zone. Like, I look at the running backs going off here, and they're guys that I don't get excited about taking any of these guys except for A.J. Dillon. J.K. Dobbins, the healthier that he gets, the more I see him. I like Chase Edmonds. So there's a little run here going on running backs right now. Edmonds going at the end of round 6. Tony Pollard. Boom. Dr. Whodat follows it up with a quick trigger on Dameon Pierce. Now the RB1 in Houston. Because the guy has just steamed up draft boards. Oh, man. So I make bets every year with Carter. A card bet. We make a card bet. We put up 2 cards, and it's the Saints versus the Bucks. So, I mean, Messiah, if you want to hit me up in the Discord and we make a little Niners versus Bucks bet, we can do that. We can do that for fun. I don't typically do well when I bet on my team because I feel like it's some type of superstitious.
Valid. That's valid.
So Bush Leaguer, Clyde Edwards-Helaire in the 7th. I think Clyde Edwards-Helaire has actually gone back up in value, fantasy value, at least.
He does seem to be getting drafted a lot earlier all of a sudden.
Right?
I was seeing him go in like the 10th and beyond before.
It's because there's that damn mosquito. Come back here. Land on me. I think I got him, Steve. I got him. Haha. You won't be chewing on me no
Smack his
more.
ass.
Sucker. Double tap. Oh,
Oh, you're
almost
on the
missed my
board, man.
pick. No auto picks. No, never.
That mosquito was trying to distract you from picking, I think.
Let's go.
Holy.
It was a quick pick. What round are we in? 7th? Okay. All right. I didn't reach too bad then. What's Russell Wilson's ADP? I did lock down. I was thinking I got Javonte, Judy, like quick. I know I've already tapped running back, wide receiver. I'm going to go ahead and snag me one of these top tier quarterbacks. So his ADP was 79.4. I got him pick 78. So right on par. Did not reach on him more than a pick or two.
Can't be mad at that.
I can't be auto picked, man. Although one auto picked would be on brand for me. I'm hearing some fantasy analysts talk about fading Hunter Renfrow. Hunter Renfrow now going here at the end of the 7th round. Filthy collector getting him.
I don't know how I feel about that, honestly.
What DeAndre Hopkins went right after him, though. I mean, would you have picked Hunter Renfrow or DeAndre Hopkins?
I was going to take Renfrow or Hopkins, but the choice was made for me.
Interesting. See, this is great practice because we've got a few single quarterback leagues, and I think I'm going to go in there. I'd love to hear from you guys. Leave kickers in the league or take kickers out? Steve, what do you think about kickers in a fantasy league?
Yeah, I don't know. It feels so appropriate and traditional to leave them in.
It is, man, but
let me tell you a little cool story. I can't remember if I told you this one back in the day or not, but I was playing in our keeper league, which is all friends and family. It's been the same people for the last 15 years. This is probably about 8 or 9 years ago. I was going against the commissioner, and I was winning by 1, and he had his kicker left. And his kicker kicked an extra point to tie it, and then missed an extra point to lose it for him. So his kicker finished with -1 or 0, whatever it would be, and I still ended up winning. So, I mean, that makes it super exciting. Like, when it happens like that, it doesn't always work out that way, but I mean, kicking is an integral part of the game, is it not?
Yeah, it is, but it's like, okay, for a kicker to get his fantasy points, that means that the offense that he's playing on and playing for fails at their job, right? Like, when you think about it.
Does that not go into your strategy when taking a kicker then?
I think it should. I think it should, absolutely. And then you got to take the inclement weather into consideration. But like most people are not taking kicker until the very final round of their fantasy draft anyways, or they're just not taking one at all and until they're forced to take one, like right before week 1, they're picking one up off the waiver wire, adding them to the team and streaming them. Whatever guy's playing in a dome or whatever kicker. I mean, there's 32 kickers out there. You're not going to have a league where you have 2-3 kickers, are you? Where kickers are actually like a scarce commodity. So it's like there's always a kicker out there, and whatever team fails to execute, I mean, like the Chargers kicker, nobody's ever going to pick because they always go for it on 4th down, and they're not going to kick very many field goals. And I think more and more teams are following those analytics, like understanding like we got to go for it on 4th down. You know, look at the analytics. There's a decent chance that we're going to convert this 4th down, and if we don't, the kick is really not going to help us win this game.
Yeah, they've definitely been going for it on 4th a lot more than in past years.
Yeah, so to me, the kicker has become very much a gimmicky type of position. And Derek's, great point. Good luck ever predicting the kicker. That's the right kicker in a week. I mean, I'm I've kept him in certain leagues just because it is very traditional and it is like technically part of the offense, but I still feel very gimmicky, and I feel that it's ultimately wasting a roster spot that I could convert into a flex spot that adds some more skill, from the actual drafter, from the fantasy player, whereas picking a kicker is not so much skill, it's more of luck, There's a lot more luck than skill involved in picking a kicker.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Everybody's.
But then how do you feel about the defense spot then?
How do I feel about the defense spot? I feel that the defense needs to be more fine-tuned than just points based on, holding to opponent to a certain amount of points or allowing opponent over a certain amount of points. I think the defense needs to be more dialed in. Like, I believe in adding point bonuses for fourth down stops, 3 and outs, giving them more points for a safety. Like, I don't know if you noticed this, but the standard settings for most leagues on a defense is -2 points for a safety. And that's like the same as -2 points is the same as an interception in a lot of cases. Like the quarterback throws an interception,
Filthy,
right?
you're not allowed to
-1
draft
point,
before
-2
me
points.
ever again, dude.
What happened?
I said he's not allowed to draft in front of me anymore.
Kadarius Toney slid so far there, and I'm
How
making
could
a
I
point.
not take him with the next pick there?
Well, yeah, they declined Daniel Jones' 5th-year option. There's no, so I mean, he's fighting for his contract this year, but he is absolutely their starter, so they believe in him to a certain extent. Yeah, dude, I am purposely. I don't know if you guys saw this, but on the thumbnail is Kadarius Toney, and it says avoid these players. So talking about players, and it's not that I hate Kadarius Toney. I hate him at the current ADP in which he's being drafted at. And in this league, actually, I don't. He actually fell really far to the point where he was a value. That's
Right.
where he should be drafted, is around Tyler Boyd. Tyler Lockett, you could say, was a better value there. Honestly, although I love Tyler Boyd in the spot right here. George Pickens, rather have Pickens than Toney. Marquez Valdes-Scantling, okay, I go either way there. Sky Moore, I think I'd rather have Sky Moore than Toney. Look at Treylon Burks. His ADP has gone back up, man. There was a point. So? Yeah, because, I mean, he finally got on the board last night. He finally got in the end zone, had a nice little play. He's definitely in my main takeaway videos that's coming out tomorrow. Carter has no clue. He's not in the take, Carter, just in the fact that we just had like a 30-minute debate about Kadarius Toney in the last live stream, where our brother Jonathan Taylor Cards was trying to argue that Kadarius Toney is a better football player than DJ Moore. I know it just sounds crazy to even say that. Got it. I did not get auto picked. No auto picks. I do have a quarterback. I haven't taken a 3. I have not taken a tight end yet. I love the speed in which these drafts go too, man. Feeling like, boom, we're just like flying through this.
They do go quick. Well, maybe too quick even.
Carter having a pretty solid draft so far for doing a film study, man. Appreciate you filling the league up. A lot of fun, guys. If you guys are having fun, you're ready for football season to start, hit that like button on the live stream. And if you're not subscribed, like typically throughout the week, we're going to have videos coming out every day this week with football card analysis. I mean, I'm going like my takeaways video tomorrow that's coming out. Man, I'm just going through it, man. I got most of it already put together, so it's going to come out pretty early. To kind of put together a portion of it yesterday, Steve, put together another portion of it today, and then I'll tweak it again tomorrow morning because now Brian Robinson's been shot, and Najee Harris has got the Liz Frank sprain that he's 2 weeks out on, and I have to go and like kind of dig deeper into the analysis from the games today. I don't think there were any major takeaways that I missed. There was nothing crazy. Like that was the craziest news today. Yeah, I'm pumped, man. The next game that we see is going to be for real.
When is that? The first or second week of September?
Not this week, but yeah, next week. So it's second week, I guess you could say, because this Thursday will be the 1st. It's next Thursday, the 8th. I see what you're trying to do here. Dang it, Steve.
Well, I'm not. I didn't even know it was your pick, man. You can't call me on that. I was tabbed out looking at my lineup.
I'm messing with you. I took Rachaad White, and it's little rich. So I like Rachaad White a lot, but 11th, a little rich. I see why his ADP has gone up though, because of the Giovanni Bernard news. Less competition.
Thursday night football. I like it.
Should I have pivoted to tight end? Man, people are just soured totally on Albert OK, haven't they? They've been running them all preseason.
Can't blame them, really. You know what? Since I didn't get to do this last draft, let's go ahead and do this right now.
Oh, is it? Yeah. The Jets, let's look at the box score. No, yeah, the Giants did not start any of their starters except for Wan'Dale Robinson, who did have 1 carry for 11 yards. My point, Wan'Dale Robinson's going to get carries this year. Kadarius Toney is not. He's also going to get targets. Kadarius Toney didn't even play in this game today, and a lot of other starters did. He's probably banged up already, if I had to guess. Probably banged up.
I mean, that is a historical trend for Giants wide receivers.
He's frail, man, and you
to
saw
be forever questionable or worse.
5'11", 193, and he runs fast. So he gets hit by a linebacker or even a safety, a DB, man, guy gets wrecked, I'm
digging the Nico Collins love, man.
Oh, yeah, nice pick, Homer. Nice pick, Homer. All right. Yeah, Kadarius Toney's dealing with an injury. So is Jacoby Myers. I do like 139 ADP. Gotta get a tight end here. It's pretty late in the draft. I go ahead and get him as I do have Russell. But that's another stack. I got probably too many Denver Broncos. They do have a lot of shootout games though, but we are late here in the 12th. That was probably a bad pick, to be honest with you.
There goes Alberto.
I took him. Yeah.
He's going to find a way onto the field at some point, I think.
Hey, what's going on, Jamie? It's good, man. Doing fantastic. Fantastic. How are you doing?
Carter taking his time and pulls out the Tyler Algier.
I know one way that you guys can all turn your night into an even better night if you're not in this draft with us, and that's to sign up for UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code QUEST, get 100% instant deposit bonus, and also get entered into a chance to win a portion of a 2022 Prism Draft Picks Hobby Box. I get the report here in a few days, Steve, if we actually made it. And last time I checked, we're at like 92, literally 8 people away from getting the hobby box. And we've got a week and a half. So I'm really hoping we can pull it out. I might have to go like start knocking on my neighbors' doors and stuff to get them to sign up for Underdog. Get them to sign up for Underdog so we can actually get there to get that hobby box, man.
Yeah, I mean, that would be a shame to come this far and not get it.
Yeah, getting so close. So if you guys like, man, one of the best things you could do, and this is absolutely for free, right? Is just tell your friends they want to get in some best ball, some pick'ems, like play the prop bets on Underdog, whatever, and they have every single sport, and get that 100% instant deposit bonus. Share promo code QUEST with them, share Underdog Fantasy, or they get the mobile app and have some fun. All right, trying to catch up on the picks here. KJ Osborne. I'm going to go. I got him. Oh, so close to an auto pick. So close, but I went and got Khalil Herbert there. What are you doing, Carter? What are you doing? Trevor Lawrence in the 13th? What's wrong with that, man? You got Tyler Algier. Okay, not crazy about that in the 12th, but best ball. Okay, all right. It's not bad, man. Robert
He had
Woods.
A big play. He had a big play.
Yeah, you missed on Treylon Burks, but it's okay. Robert Woods is like the bona fide guy. I mean, he's the veteran. Such a good wide receiver. Darrell Henderson in the 10th. Okay. But how do you start out? Yeah, man, you got some good workhorses here. Robust RB, CMC, Leonard Fournette, Tyreek Hill, Marquise Brown in the 4th, Brandon Cooks. All right, Trey Lance in the 6th, right on par. Brandon Ayuk, the stack. TJ Hawkinson in the 8th, MVS. Okay, no, this is a very solid roster so far. Solid. I wouldn't say like I freaking just love it, but I mean, I think it's great. Derek's is always good. He knows how to soak up that value when it comes to him. Homer's. I really like Homer's roster here. Homer's roster is baller. Jamar Chase, CeeDee Lamb, ETN, Juju Smith-Schuster, Elijah Moore, Cam Akers, Ramondre Stevenson, Tom Brady, James Cook, Derek Carr, Julio Jones, Nico Collins, Mike Gesicki. Jeez, Homer's is smashing right there. I like that roster. Who's your favorite? I mean, there's some other good. I like Boggies here at the turn.
I gotta say, everyone's lineup looks pretty good. Like there's a lot of guys that I can usually wait till late in drafts to get, and they're going way earlier. So people are doing their homework, and as they should be. If they're part of the quest, they're well informed, and they're on par with where we're at. Derek, you never have a QB early. I know that.
Yeah, yeah. Very rarely does Derek ever get a QB early. Who's got the best wideouts? I'll tell you after my pick.
I usually go pretty wide receiver heavy, and this is actually the opposite of that, and it's just the way it worked out with. I don't think I've ever drafted at the 1.11 before, so it was like a whole new look, which is actually good practice.
Got him. Almost auto-picked again, but whew. Finally getting Jameson Williams. He never falls to me because Derek's always sniping him, but I'm taking him. Oh, yeah, Boggy, man, DJ Chark. I'm with you, man. I am with you on that all day. He's a guy I'm not avoiding because every time he comes to me, it's always at a value. And I think he is super undervalued. He's a guy who put up over 1,000 receiving yards with Blake Bortles in his rookie season. Like, come on, you know what I'm saying? I know you're a big DJ Chark guy too, right, Steve?
Definitely. He was really good with Jacksonville. Think that he could have some spike weeks this week, or maybe even be consistent, depending on the chemistry that he's got.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think you look at Goff's completion numbers, clean pocket whenever he's got protection, and now they've got one of the best offensive lines. It's set up for him to put up a bunch of yards. And Chark just wins. Now that guy is a size speed specimen. I bet you Shant would say Kadarius Toney's better than DJ Chark. It's not fair for me to pick on the guy. He's not here. He's sleeping. I can't do it. But the take was just so egregious. I'm sorry. I can't get it out of my head, man.
Hey, the chat's keeping it alive, so it's relevant.
And the chat's keeping it alive.
I like to call these the make or break rounds here because there's still value out there, but
yeah,
it is thin and few and far between now.
Yeah. So that's like Bush Leaguers has got some. He's probably got maybe the best wide receivers. I mean, that's a really solid wide receiver core he's got. Am I on the clock? Yeah, I'm on the clock. I had a feeling. So just something told me I was on the clock, and I better go pick my pick. I need another tight end. Yeah, I need another tight end. Let's get Njoku. Love Njoku late. Brissett actually looked really accurate yesterday, man.
Andy, I won an incredible auction.
You did?
Last week. It was 3 optic orange parallels of Njoku. How much you think I paid for it?
3 optic parallels?
Optic orange parallels. So it's like what, out of $2.99 or whatever it is?
Rookies?
Yeah.
Ooh, nice. I'm gonna get I'm gonna guess $20.
They don't call me the hitman for nothing. $4.50.
Get out of here, bro.
Yeah, buddy.
Wow, nice snipe. I think I still got the oh yeah.
Appropriate, very appropriate.
It's almost midnight, you know. Miners are up. That clip was from a video game, and you know.
Nobody was hurt in the making of this clip.
It was an AJ Dillon rookie ticket auto. Just trying to get AJ Dillon's attention. He plays a lot of Call of Duty, a lot of Fortnite. You know, I got in the Quad Squad Discord. He's been wanting me to get in on some Fortnite. I've been wanting him to get in on some Quest interviews. I'm still working on that. So he's a little busy right now. He's amped up his squat regimen, getting ready for the season.
He's going to be bulldozing some people this year.
Oh yeah, I know. I can't wait. Did Devin Duvernay just get picked? Oh, he did. I know Boggy loves that. You probably could have waited another couple rounds. Oh, right on. Yeah, let's invite Carter. Carter says he's in. Let me email it to him. I'm emailing you right now, Carter.
Let's go.
Send it in to him. Sent.
Madden. I love Madden. I just haven't played in a couple years.
Sent. I haven't either, man. I have not played Madden in a couple years, but I love Madden.
The franchise mode is everything.
I used to just like playing against friends, like tournament style, like get a couple TVs set up, couple instances of Madden going, and like have a little tournament, you know?
There used to be a bar around here that would have Madden tournaments on the weekends for money.
Oh, I got auto picked.
Did you?
You
Kenny
guys.
Galladay.
Kenny Galladay in the 16th.
Arguably a value at that pick, perhaps?
Oh man. He's a value at that pick, but it's just the principle of it, Steve. Just a
Agreed.
total. Derek said he took a hit for me. Thank you, Derek. Thank you, Derek.
I like the franchise mode because you can kind of run a team the way you'd want to run it, and trade for players, trade for picks, fire coaches, hire coaches, change your ticket prices, change your uniforms. You could move your team to a different city.
That's pretty cool.
You can play the games yourself or simulate them.
Foster Moreau. Look at Dr. Hudak going Foster Moreau. Late tight end pick there.
Sneaky.
Wild.
How many rounds are in this thing? 18?
Yes, 18.
Interesting.
All right, 2 final picks. I'm on the clock. Let's do this. I can't get on board with that Ronald Jones. Do I have any Commanders players right here? I don't know if I have any. You know what? We'll find somebody to stack them with. Special guest in the house, Carter the Power Bryant. What's going on, man?
What's
Whoa,
up,
triple box. What's up, Carter?
man? I'm just only putting together the worst draft of all time. So you owe me $5, Andy. I was getting it's game week for LSU, right? And I have a job to do. But Andy's like, come here because I know you're terrible at this. So everybody can like get big 80. I just took Jerick McKinnon. I don't even know. I mean, he's about to file for AARP. I mean,
AARP. Well, Ronald Jones will say, I mean, you could back it up and really stack up.
Stack up that Kansas City backfield, baby.
Did you get Clyde Edwards-Helaire?
Someone's got to pop.
Now this draft is horrible.
It's bad. What I mean, so how could you have made it ideal? I mean, I thought you had a pretty good start with Christian McCaffrey, Leonard Fournette, Tyreek Hill.
I mean, is Kyle Phillips any good?
Kyle Phillips, he is actually pretty good. I've heard that his separation, like he torched the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers' second string defensive secondary in joint practices. I'll tell you that. Like if it wasn't for Robert Woods and Treylon Burks and Nick Westbrook-Akine and stuff, I think Kyle Phillips one day could definitely make a name for himself.
Dang.
We had a really popular discussion about Daniel Jones last draft, and Derek takes him as his first quarterback.
Derek who?
Derek Rich.
Oh, well, he doesn't know what he's doing. I mean, he doesn't know anything about fantasy.
Wait a minute. Oh, you guys are funny.
Let's see what's going on here. What am I going to do this final pick? Oh, man. Andy, I can't wait. I can't wait for the Tuesday episode. All the card mistakes I've made. Oh, my goodness.
Here's the thing about best ball is it's hard to determine how good of a draft you had because it's only going to take these guys' best weeks, right? They only need to have the weeks that you need them to have good weeks on. On paper, it doesn't matter how good the team is. It's just how good they are the weeks you need them to be good.
Final pick on the clock for Carter the Power Bryant. And I want you to tell the good people about your new channel, man.
Yeah.
I know you're not a good multitasker, so you better take your pick here.
Yeah.
I'm taking David Bell. Why not?
Ooh,
Nice.
I like David Bell.
Yeah, why not out of Purdue? Yeah, so it's LSU football season, so I launched a podcast, and then I launched an SEC podcast. So it's like general SEC stuff. So shout out to JJ Bama. Could be Nick Saban's best team ever. Are you kidding me?
That's gonna be hard to do.
Nick's had some good ones, but this could be his best one. They got a really good team. But yeah, man, everything's great, man. But I love doing our show, and I highly recommend everybody listen to our show on Tuesday, because I made some big mistakes, right? Andy, you know about it. We'll save it for the episode. It was massive, one that you should not make. And it's amazing. Like, you do this stuff and you look at the stuff like every single day, and it's nuts. And when you make those mistakes, you just got to learn from them. So we'll talk about it on the Tuesday episode. But yeah, man, I love the fact that we're growing, and love the fantasy football card quest, baby.
Is that a Devin White jersey behind you?
It is indeed. I was like, that was part of the reason why I wanted to jump on, because Andy didn't know I changed my my backup to the legendary number 40. It's kind of crazy, right? Like it's like Devin White wears a jersey that is not worn because, like, in college, so in the NFL, look at that cracked ice, beautiful. It's so cool.
Love it.
I love the way that slab looks on there too. But you want to know what's interesting about it is, so Devin White wears jersey number 40, right? Nobody wears 40. Like, everyone in college wears a single digit number, especially now in the NFL, where you can wear like single digit numbers. It's just the aesthetic of it, right? Like Fournette switching over to number 7. But it's interesting, like Devin White is like, there's not many great college football players that wore number 40. So he gets to the NFL and he gets drafted by like one of the 2 teams in the NFL that has that jersey number retired because of Mike Neck Roll Allstott, baby.
The A train. So he would have gone with 40. I didn't know that. He would have gone with 40.
Devin White is known for that number 40 jersey at LSU. So it's kind of an obscure number. It's not a jersey that's worn all that often. And he wore it because Duke Riley, who's a linebacker, I don't know where he is now, but he's been kind of a journeyman, wore number 40 before him, and then that kind of became a thing, man. But how's the stream? How's everything going, man?
Great. We did a Superflex Chrome League draft, 12-man Superflex League before this one on Sleeper. That was a $40 paid draft. So,
oh wow.
I thought it went pretty well. We had Sean in the stream. We had Jonathan Taylor cards in there. We had some pretty good trash talking. I mean, it was like a pretty good trash talking draft stream earlier. So that was fun.
It was about 80% trash talk, about 20% drafting, give or take.
That's good, man. Well, yeah, I see everyone in here wants to do another draft. That's kind of crazy. It's amazing. Like, crazy. It's amazing, like how addicting these things are. Right. And like my channel's partnered with Underdog as well. And it's funny. It's like, I just like the product. I really do. It's one of those things. And like on my channel, Andy, you know this, I don't have many partners, right? I say no to a lot of things. This was one of the things I said yes. So like, I know if you're like a member of the Quest and you just watch, not because of fantasy, but because of cards, understand that like this really is a good product. Andy wouldn't just sell you on something just because it's just something that's helping the card quest. This actually is a really good product because and Andy, I just don't take many, these things on, and this one is just fun. I'm addicted. Yeah. Me and Derek do a bunch of drafts. Yeah.
If any at all, like I've never, and And I actually sought them out because there was another fantasy company that was reaching out to me, and I'm like, I think it is a natural fit. And I'm like, if I were to do anything with fantasy, I'm like, these are the guys I want to partner with. So I reached out to them, and they're like, oh yeah, actually, this is really cool what you guys are doing with just football cards and stuff. And so it was a natural fit. And yeah, their product is incredible, man.
Yeah.
And we're so close, dude. We're so close. If we get 100 new signups by the time the season starts, we get the 2022 Prism Draft Picks Hobby Box, and I'm just going to give it away. So we're like 8 people away, and I think we're going to get there.
I know you're giving away a hobby box, but we're only 8 away.
Only 8 away, man, and we have still a week in like 5 days. So I'm doing as many underdog drafts as possible, spreading the word. And if you guys got friends out there, like, let them know. Promo code Quest.
If we get close, I'll just take somebody from work and be like, "You're doing this. I'll give you $10 right now." We'll make it happen if we have to.
Yeah,
but it's important for people to know that aside from these awesome, private drafts or even the best ball drafts you can do in the public leagues, the pregame parlays that we do are pretty fun too. The pick'ems is a huge thing that we haven't really talked about a lot on the channel, at least lately, because it's kind of like during the season that it's relevant. But the the over or under X amount of yards or however many pass attempts or those kind of things, I think are even more fun because you can do them every week and they change.
Jamar Chase over every week.
He's had some really high overs last year, though.
Over every week.
Has Joey B been packing on the pounds? He's been eating those steak and potato dinners every night. Like,
well, gotta thicken that appendix, man.
Yeah,
I don't even know if that helps your appendix at all. But look, you want to know what's funny? I've done a bunch of underdog drafts. I've not drafted Joey in any of them. It's been funny because Derek knows it's like a little inside joke. I've never gotten the 1.3. I always every underdog draft. I get the 1.9, the 1.10, or the 1.11. So this was like the first draft I've had in a 12-person league where I've gotten inside the top 3. The first one. So I say all these great things about Underdog, and I think they hate me because I have been getting these crappy late round picks. So if there's anybody out there that owns more Travis Kelce, Steph Diggs than me, I would like to see it. I'm like, oh, okay, Aaron Jones again, Saquon Barkley again. I kind of wanted to just do something radical. Like, okay, Chase Edmonds right the F now, the first round. There's nobody that's going to have this build.
Nobody.
So, but yeah, it's great, man.
And you see some of these content creators getting the 1. Like I haven't got very few. I used to get, there was a couple 1.1s I got like way earlier in the summer, back in June and July. I haven't got that in the entire month of August when it's draft season. No 1.1, not even 1.1 through 1.4. None of that.
I know you guys have done at least as many of these as I have. What's the craziest 1.1 pick you've seen with money on the line in Underdog?
Oh, I got one.
I mean, this is crazy, but not that crazy. I saw Joe Mixon go.
Oh, really? Wow.
That's pretty bold. That's pretty bold, dude. That's
pretty
really bold.
Yeah. But I mean, it's a round early, right? But what's someone crazier that you've seen?
My fiance took Brandon Allen in the 1.5. And the 1.5. Because she's a Razorback fan. So Joe Burrow's backup in the 1.5. And everybody, I was doing the draft live on my channel, and everybody's like, "What is happening here?" I want to sign up for this site if there's people out there taking Brandon Allen in the 1.5.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, what is it? A lot of people. There's another NFL running back named Jonathan Taylor or Jay Taylor. I saw someone in the 1.1 take. He plays for like New England or something like that. And he's like
Jason Taylor.
I don't know. There's somebody else named. like Jay Taylor or something like that in the.
Patrick Taylor plays for the Green Bay Packers, and he is a legitimate backup running back.
Yeah, so I saw somebody do that in, I think it was a decent stakes league. They accidentally, it was like Jay Taylor or something like
There's
that.
a Jordan Taylor that plays. He's a free agent.
Even worse.
Total free agent, 30-year-old free agent. Never mind.
Let me see. And it might have been, well, I don't know. I saw it earlier and I laughed so hard. Imagine thinking, I'm taking JT for real right here on the 1-1. You're like, no.
There's a JJ Taylor on the Patriots.
That's who it was. It was for the Patriots. It was Jay Taylor. And someone took JJ Taylor in the 1-1. Oh man.
Maybe they're a time traveler and we don't know. I mean,
we don't know. You never know with this stuff. Really
this cat's
don't.
about to get cut from the team.
Well, 1-1, man.
I mean, how many running backs do the Patriots need?
Yeah. So, what's the latest in the football card world, Andy? I've been really busy, cleaning cards. Got your little thing. I've been putting a lot of work in today. But yeah, I kind of went on tilt after my mistake, and I was just like, I'm just selling everything. And I will talk about it on the Tuesday episode. That's called a tease in the media business.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I've just been cleaning cards, trying to get everything looking good, taking a bunch of photos, and just getting ready for this week, man. List, baby. This is the time.
Well, I think probably the one of the biggest storylines is Tua. Letting the cheetah loose in South Florida last night. And I mean, his car, I'm looking at the percentage change on his graded cards. It's getting up there, dude. I mean, Tua cards are just selling like hotcakes right now on eBay. It's wild.
And look, yeah, I know I've been very critical of him, but I've always said sell him like before he actually starts playing regular season games. I understand like he's looked good in the preseason, and yesterday he did look really good. I'm just not a believer long term. I just think it's just gonna eventually fall down. And even if he is good, it won't be the byproduct of him making plays. It'll be, the Mike McDaniel, Kyle Shanahan tree opening things up. Because look, you got Hill, you got Waddle, you got a really good team, right? Cedric Wilson still has some gas in the tank, and I think Chase Edmonds fits really well with what they're going to do. I saw someone draft Chase Edmonds. That was a really good pick. I think Edmonds is going to have a big year for them, but I just think it'll be one of these things where the person watching it will see, oh, okay, this is kind of like a Jared Goff situation, where it is the system, it is the quarterback that is rising all tides, pun intended. But and it's not that I dislike Tua. It's just, I think Jalen Waddle is amazing. I really do. It's not that I dislike Alabama or anything like that. But I just think at some point you'll see that the AFC quarterback hierarchy does not include Tua Tagovailoa.
I think another good story is Fields from yesterday. We talked about that in the last stream a bit, but I mean, 3 touchdowns in less than 2 quarters, or less than a half anyway, and 16 for 18. I mean, he looked smooth. I mean, yeah, it was Cleveland, but that was still their starters. So,
yeah, what makes him really interesting? Brad Nolan, who lives in Chicago and is like a big Chicago fan, and he knows so much about sports cards, right? So he's like one of my really good friends, and he's a friend of yours as well. What's really interesting, if you ask people that live in Chicago, this is one of the best sports cities in the country. A city known for its sports stars, obviously, but they've never had a marquee quarterback. Never. They had Jim McMahon, but it's rare when you have such a dominant team like those 85 Bears. And Jim McMahon was not the biggest star on that team. And he was a big personality, right? It was Fridge Perry. It was Mike Ditka. That's, you remember that team for its defense. So they've never just had a stud quarterback. They just haven't. And the one thing about Justin Fields is if he is good and he sparks, it's going to be like wildfire because Chicago has been waiting for that star quarterback for so long. And remember, right? I know we make this joke all the time about the Philadelphia Eagles drafting Jalen Reagor over Justin Jefferson and all that, but nothing is worse than drafting Mitchell Trubisky over Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson. There's just nothing worse than, and once again, on the field stuff only. But, that's painful. And then the fact you traded up and the fact that those other two guys were way better in college is just insane. But Andy, thanks for letting me hang out. Caladesi, thanks for letting me hang out on y'all stream. Thanks for letting me.
Good to finally share a screen with you. I will say that the city embraced Fields right away after the draft because I went to the first Cubs game after the draft and he was there and they kind of like stopped the game to say, hey, Justin Fields is here. And people were going nuts. So even, not to say that all Cubs fans are Bears fans, but people were really happy to have him there. So I think that there's like high hopes, high expectations that he does have the right athletic profile to meet. So I think that maybe there's good things coming. There's not a lot of hope for that O-line, but with a mobile quarterback, maybe you don't really need one.
I appreciate you as well. I didn't get to, I've told you thank you already probably, but I appreciate you sending me this numbered Marcus Colson card.
Yeah, that was too nice to pass on. I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah, well, you know what? When people send me cards, I give out so many cards on my channel, right? So you sent me this one. I always keep this one right here. People that rack stuff. Paul Hickey actually sent me some Colston and Jeremy Hill cards recently as well. I still got the other one right here. I really appreciate you, and actually gave another one of those away because Jay Hill is like because he's been on my channel and he's a buddy of mine. He is so loved on my channel, so I appreciate you, helping me out to giveaways and all this. This one's going to be tough. I've tried to not, and look, we're in sports cards, right? They're materialistic things. I've tried to let go of more of the stuff that I care a lot about. Like I'm giving away Tyrann Mathieu cards in my free fantasy football league, the autograph ones, numbered rookies and all that. Trying to not become so obsessed with some of these PC items, but this Jeremy Hill right here is just it's just cool. It's
color match.
Yeah,
man.
Got a little patch on it, and it's crazy. Like, and then we're gonna try and get him on. I know AJ Dillon as well. It's like a big goal, but I've talked to Jeremy about like the redemption process. Like, it's amazing, like how big of a disconnect. And Andy, you and I have talked about this as well. How big of a disconnect there is between the actual athletes who actually sign these cards and the people that are just obsessed about these autos. And it's amazing, like, when you actually talk to Jeremy Hill about signing all these cards and signing all these stickers and signing all these whatever, it's amazing how many they sign, right? It's especially like, the sticker. And Andy, I think about this all the time, and I'm very happy that Lou Janu came on this channel, that Elijah Moore 1-of-1 sticker auto was just so like, it was interesting to say the least. But the thing is Elijah Moore doesn't know that sticker is going on the 1-of-1. You know what I'm saying? Like he doesn't know. Like that's not. And full disclosure, Lou wasn't mad about that. He thinks it makes it interesting as well. But when you think about how many things, like even Jeremy Hill is not like, a Joe Burrow like level player or whatever. It is still amazing how many signed cards there are out there that these players have to sign, and they get paid to do it. But it is unreal how much these guys have to sign these products. It's crazy. But I appreciate you, Andy, and we'll see you Tuesday on the QuestCast, baby. Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's
Football
go.
card hype cycle. Let's go.
Right.
All right. Well,
man.
thank you, Andy. We'll talk soon, man.
All right.
Good having you on,
See you
Carter.
guys.
Later, bud.
See you, man. All right, Steve.
Sir.
Yeah, good stuff, guys. Appreciate all you guys tuning in tonight. Like I said, we'll be back with new videos every day this week. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned.
See you guys on Tuesday evening.
Yeah, man. It is peak football card hype season, and we're so close. We're so close, Steve. So, yes, we're done. No, I'm done. I got to call it a night, man. My kids are going to wake me up in 6 hours, and yeah, no, Derek, I have kids, so there's some additional responsibilities that I have to address. I have to address tomorrow, in a short amount of time. So I gotta do that. I gotta roll out of bed. But I got the fridge stocked with energy drinks. I'm gonna need them. Because it's draft season, man. We'll be doing another one Tuesday night, guys. Tuesday night, Steve and I will be doing another fantasy football draft. Maybe we can get 2 in on Tuesday night. We just went straight to them. Maybe we get 2 in there. But I know we got some other football card stuff we want to cover as well. So we'll see. We'll play it by ear, but we'll definitely be doing another draft Tuesday night.
You guys got about 11 days. Prioritize the cards you're going to list. Try to do 10 a day, whatever. 5 to 10 a day.
All right. There you go. Peace, yo.